Okay.
Wait, sorry. Should we do the cold open bit, or you want to do that thing first? Let's do that. Okay. So I'll do the intro. I'll say the thing, and then you can do the thing.
Okay.
What are the things?
I don't know. We're just gonna riff on it.
Okay,
Just
here we
go
go.
with it.
Hey, welcome to Collard Commentary. Today we're talking about Groundhog Day. For those of you who don't know or haven't seen the movie, basically it's about this man who gets stuck in a time loop and has to relive the same day over and over and over again on Groundhog Day.
That's right. This is the 73rd time I've shot this video with y'all because this is my 73rd time living this day.
Help!
Whoa. Hopefully I get out of it. But,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Surprisingly, though, there is a connection between Groundhog Day and Catholicism. Martin?
Yes, so I just learned this week that the celebration Groundhog Day is actually based in the Catholic festival called Candlemas, which happens on February 2nd, the Feast of the Presentation of the Lord. And this was a tradition where everyone, to commemorate the end of the Christmas season and hopefully the end of the winter as well, would bring their candles to church and have them blessed so that the light in their house could remind them of the light of Christ come into the world.
Yeah. Also, it's the day I was baptized. Fun fact.
No way.
Yeah.
Wow.
So,
Baptized in the presentation of the Lord.
Cool.
We present John Rahimi
Yeah.
for the 73rd time. No, I'm just kidding. I really like this movie, and I think it's got like good kind of Catholic roots in it. And you notice all of us are wearing black shirts, and traditionally groomsmen in weddings they'll wear black. And black it presents a kind of sign of like a death to the self. Now that can seem kind of morbid, but we died to ourselves in order to be born into new life and to be born into like the life of Christ. And I think in this movie, Groundhog Day, Phil really undergoes a kind of death to the self. At the very beginning, he talks to his colleagues about how he deserves to be in a bigger market. He doesn't want to come to some podunk town. What's the town called?
well, it's Woodstock.
Punxsutawney, yeah.
It's filmed in Woodstock, Illinois.
Oh, I
Really?
forgot about that.
in the
Yeah,
middle of nowhere.
right here in the
Sorry,
Midwest.
if you live in
Yes.
Wisconsin.
You notice that he's only turning in on himself, thinking about himself. And then, of course, the day repeats itself over and over and over again. And each time, he's just constantly thinking about himself to the point where he starts killing himself over and over, literally going through a literal death to the self. But of course, he's almost like reborn. Restarts the day over and over again. But through this process of like dying to self, he almost like interiorly dies to himself so that he's born again. And he comes to realize that through relationship with people, in Punxsutawney and through his colleagues, that he really becomes like the best version of himself.
Yeah, that was a really interesting point, Tim. What strikes me about Bill Murray's character transformation is how in the beginning, when he realizes that he's stuck in a time loop, his solution to dealing with this situation is simply to try to manipulate the circumstances of the day, since he's going to be able to predict what every day is going to bring while no one else is going to be able to do that. He tries basically to create the perfect day and the perfect set of circumstances for him to live. But he eventually comes up against this point where he has everything that he thinks he wants in the day. Like the date goes well with the girl, everything kind of runs smoothly, and he's more miserable than ever. And I thought that was just a really interesting point that the movie's making, that oftentimes when we get everything that we want in life is often when we're the least happy. And that, fulfillment comes not from satisfying our own desires, but from giving ourselves away and opening ourselves up to relationship, like you were talking about.
Yeah, there's almost like a kind of self-creation, the self-will. Obviously, as Catholics and Christians, we believe that we're created by God, that God created each of us. So Phil is, trying to kind of create himself, and he's living not as a created being, but as his own kind of like God in his, new world that he has, where he's kind of the only one who knows what's going on. But that kind of way of living goes against like our nature, and so that leads to this tension of, your being that doesn't lead to actual fulfillment. It kind of leads to this depression, turning inwards, and ultimately like isolation and death, versus living in a kind of like generative way, trying to give yourself away from what you have been given actually leads to fulfillment because it like is in accord with who we are and what we're supposed to be. So
Nice.
yeah. Groundhog Day. Great movie. It's a classic, so you can't go wrong watching it. Great movie. Highly recommend it. If you'd like us to comment on a particular movie or you're interested in something, please leave a comment below. Otherwise, we'll see you next time.